Good morning. Well, I don't have a whole lot going on here today with the planter stuff since we're waiting for parts. We did get a little snow last night. Phil is scraping driveways off. We had a couple of inches. It is going to get bitter cold. Today's not so bad, but I don't think we're going to see 20 degrees for the next week. And this weekend, Saturday, Monday, through there somewhere, lows like -3, -5, and highs in the low single digits. So it's going to be brutal cold for a while. I don't want to work outside. It's going to get worse, but yeah, is what it is. So my closing wheels are on their way for this planter. We'll get them when we get them, and keep working on this towards the end of the week. Today, I'm going to go do some driving around, do some seed business stuff. So we'll see what I can film, but it's going to be a little different today again. The snow cover is a good thing for our winter wheat crop that we have out there. When we get these brutal cold temperatures that are coming, a lot of times that can kill off the wheat or be detrimental to our wheat stands at least. And when we have snow cover, it kind of insulates the ground so that wheat doesn't get quite so cold. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna drive through my driveway here, so maybe when the FedEx guy comes through today, they'll actually pull in my driveway and drop off my package. We're on, let's see, first attempt to deliver was on Friday when I was pushing the snow here, and they drove right past. They have been here, well, they did not come on Saturday because they said the weather was bad. They tried on Sunday and the business was closed, go figure. And yesterday, I don't know, I don't think they ever made it out here yesterday. I got another email saying no delivery attempt was made, so we'll see if they show up today. All right, I'm selling seed. Look, if they can buy this, how many bags of corn do you think they should buy? It's pretty fancy. What do we got? What's the number? STS 12 Hagie, front mount boom, 120 foot. It's pretty sweet. Oh, well, his new Hagie sprayer didn't sell me any seed today, but that's all right. They're good guys to go and stop and talk to. I tried getting them to be on film, but on YouTube, they didn't want anything to do with it. So he did buy that sprayer. It's pretty sweet. Brand new Hagie STS 12. It's going to be something they do some custom work with, and they can spray in season tasseled corn, kind of like we had done on some of ours last year. And they're putting Y drops on it, which is a way of applying fertilizer, nitrogen to corn and different stuff. So pretty cool. Anyway, I am on to the next place. Well, I did a lot of driving around today and confirmed some people aren't going to order seed, but didn't really sell much of anything. So it's all right. It's always good to check in with some people anyway. So it is after 5. I've got to go home pretty quick. So heading out here. We're going to see you tomorrow. Good afternoon. Well, it's tomorrow. I feel like I need to be productive and try and get something done here. I've had a lazy couple of days. Well, just working on other stuff while I'm waiting for my planter parts to come. I got my truck in the shop. I had just a little bit of room here next to the tractor. I want to get them seat covers put in that I bought. So I'm going to work on that. I should wash it. It's filthy. That's what happens around here. I hosed it off. It appears my ceramic coating is still good from here up, but no good where the salt's in. Go figure, right? It's normal. So anyway, we're gonna see what we can do to fix my seat, cover up this mess. And according to the video that I just watched, you gotta take the headrest off first. So we're gonna start there and see if we can't piece it all on there. Well, that wasn't too bad. It just Velcros on there. I really don't need to take it off to install that. You need to take it off to install this part so that the holes line up, and yeah. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I got that kind of on there. These are specific to which seat they go on because my seats have airbags in the side here, so they've got this flap to allow that to explode should it need to explode. Alright, now we gotta tuck the flap underneath, which is what this little doohickey is for. Pushing it underneath there. See if we can push it through. something like that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, clearly I need to clean the trash out of here again. I'll get that pulled through. Tow truck. All right. And remove during installation. Is that a Velcro? Yeah. I assume it just sticks to this. I don't know. Figuring out as we go here. Okay, well, that looks pretty good to me. Now the part that I actually needed. So they give me this little anti-slip cover thing. We'll start with that. I'm guessing we gotta take these clips off, apart. Figure out how to stretch them underneath. Should be fun. It'll go in there like that. All right. Well, I got it. The straps underneath there were pretty difficult, but I got this little grabber thing that helped out quite a bit. So we can throw our headrest back on up here. Maybe. Yeah, gonna probably, yeah. I don't know if I can line this up with one hand. There we go. Okay. Sweet. One side done. It fits really well. Tucks in along the side here. Some straps underneath keep this tight. I think this will be nice. It looks better than the big hole in my seat anyway. It's probably going to get dirty pretty easy, but it is what it is. Well, as usual, after the first one, the second one goes much easier. Turns out there's a little access door right here. You pop that plastic panel off, and not that gives you a ton of room, but enough room to get the straps under there and tightened and everything. So, good to go. Aw, crap. I forgot to put this one under the second seat. Oh well, not doing it now. So most of the day I've been spending some time doing some work on the computer here. Working on the My John Deere Operations Center, getting stuff all updated. I've shown you guys a little bit of this. I'm going to show you just a little bit more now. I know I can do a screen capture on the computer screen and probably make a better video, but this is how we're doing it. So I've got a list of most of the products that we use put in here, and tried to get that updated as close as possible. Chemicals, fertilizers, that kind of stuff. I've also got another list that's got all my seed varieties here. So we've got that information in there, and then I can create some of my prescription maps if this loads. Maybe sometimes it works okay, sometimes it's pretty slow, but we'll just do one here. We're gonna create a application seeding map. Over here I've got my spreadsheet with all my varieties and that stuff. So we'll just, for example, we'll take this field right here, Home Farm 1-3. So we go Border View Farms, come on. Border View Farms, Home Farm 1-3. And then you got to pick the boundary. It automatically loads because there's only one there. And then our source to create our zones is going to be average yield. Then it's going to pull up the different yield maps that we have, and we can tell it which one or ones we want it to use. We want it to use all of the corn data that we have. I may play with this and tweak it a little bit, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different maps there of times that we've harvested corn that I have yield data for, all the way back to 2007. Is 2007 yield data still relevant? Probably some, but we might be better off to just stick with our 3 most recent or 4 most recent or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what this one looks like, and then I'll make some decisions from there. But we'll go ahead and do it this way for now. All right, so after that loads, it comes up with a map that looks like that. Those are kind of the automatically created zones. I don't like their automatically created zones. So I come down here to this slider on the bottom and make my own. So I want the bottom to be 120. And then I want the next one to be 150, 180, 210. And we're gonna have to get rid of some zones up here. Let's go. Should be right though. 5 zones. 1. Okay, I see what it's doing here. So on the bottom, it's telling me that the lowest average yield zone or any point in this field is 90.1. The highest is 200.4. So since my one zone would be 210 plus, we don't have anything in this field that falls into that category. So I really need 4 zones here. So we're going to update that. And then in the middle, I'll type in my zones. And these zones match up to... well, they match up to my fertilizer zones and my starter rate, but this is how I've been doing this for quite a long time, and it's the way that I like to do it. Okay, so there we've got our 4 zones, but I don't like the numbers that they use here, so we're going to change that to 120, 150, 180, and then above. So we've got our 4 zones. It's going to change the shapes just a little bit here. It's really slow sometimes. This is frustrating. Okay, it changed the shapes quite a bit, actually. So then I will assign different seeding rates to each one of those zones. So we can come over here, hit add a variety. This particular field is going to get planted to 08 M20. And then we can put in our different seeding rates for our 4 different zones. And you can see the one zone is just this little sliver here. There's not very much of it that's below 120 average. And then it's, corners, and most of the field is pretty decent. We don't vary it that much unless it's, big changes in the productivity of the ground. So now the tricky part of this whole thing of figuring out what rates to plant there is what rate do we plant in each zone. Golden Harvest used to give me a really nice Excel spreadsheet population calculator that was awesome. I could put in the price of grain, the price of the seed, I could put in all of my different yield environments, and it would spit out a recommended population range for each hybrid. They don't do that anymore. They do on their website for each variety or hybrid. In this case, we're still talking about 08 M20. Down here, kind of lists the yield environment and the target seeds per acre populations, so I can use that as a guide, but that doesn't really match my zones. Supposedly in this Illuminate program, which is our, I don't even know, it's a pain in the butt is what it is. But supposedly there is a way to come up with prescription maps or population recommendations on this website, but I'm having a bit of trouble figuring out how to log into it. So yeah, that's real fun. Oh, guys. All right, so I got this field in here, but I don't know how to do anything from there. Like it will tell me. There's this game plan thing that you're supposed to run, and I don't know why seed companies think that my customers want to give me access to the location of all their fields and all of this data and maps and all of this so that I can create them maps and everything, but I can assure you that they don't. I don't even want to put all my stuff in there, and then they want me to go through, and I don't even understand what we're supposed to be doing here. Probably my fault for not listening to the training seminars because, well, they're boring. But I don't know. I think it's supposed to pick the best hybrid for the field, but I can't figure out how to make it give me population maps. That's all I really want, is to know the population stuff. And it's, I don't know, let's hit the download PDF button. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Look, we've got a game plan. We're going to plant, oh, it changed hybrids on me. 10L16, and it tells me how many bags, and it wants me to plant it at 31,000. So apparently I'm supposed to just do straight rate and not do any variable. It's really frustrating for me that I can't get the data that I used to be able to get and be able to make decisions on it. So I'm going to give my agronomist a call tomorrow or maybe later tonight and see if he has any recommendations. Maybe he can help me figure out how to use this. It's my fault for not watching. Like I said, they had a training seminar a couple days ago. I didn't watch it because it was 8 o'clock at night, and I hate Zoom meetings, so I try and avoid them. But somehow or another, I've got to figure out what the right rate is to plant at the different populations. And the theory is that the better producing that the area in the field is, so in my areas that are in that 200, 180, 200, 210 average yield, I can plant thicker. I can plant more seeds per acre there, and the ground can handle it. The plants are still going to produce better, and we're going to push our yields even higher there. In the areas that are really low, the 120 or less, most of that's along trees and stuff. It's not going to grow no matter what I do. So I can cut my population way back there, save on my seed and input costs. And so that's what I'm trying to do. If I can't find the recommendations like I used to be able to get from them, I'll just go back to my personal knowledge. I know these hybrids. I know that on like that 10L16, it can't handle population. If you're going to plant it over 32 or 34,000 at the max, pick a different hybrid because it can't handle it. And so I can say, well, in my low yielding areas, I only need to plant that one at 25,000, and in the very best areas, I'll plant it at 34,000. But I have other hybrids, 10D21, which is the one that won my corn growers yield contest for me, or was the one that was, 273 bushels to the acre average yield. That one has to have population. Don't plant it if you're not going to plant 34,000. So in the low areas, I'll plant that. In the high areas, I'll push it up to 38 or even 40,000. So I can figure this out on my own. It's just nice to have, some recommendations from the seed company, which I used to get, but I'm going home. I promise tomorrow we'll get back to working on this planter. My parts are coming tomorrow, and they're coming UPS, so they will actually show up tomorrow. The FedEx package that I've been waiting on for 5 days now still has not shown up, and they keep claiming that there's a local weather delay because apparently there's too much snow on the road for them to attempt to deliver it. It's frustrating. Anyway, yeah, sorry, this one wasn't, sorry, I just wasn't doing much today or yesterday, and so we got a video out of it, but not real great. Just a lot of boring computer work is what it was, and selling seed or attempting to sell seed and talking to customers. So anyway, questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow.